share my story, my son's story with you. My son AJ is 4 years old, and he was diagnosed with autism at the age of 2. Around 14 months, we started to notice a regression in speech and just some odd behaviors. He started climbing. He was not responding to his name, no eye contact, and by 18 months, we had totally lost him. He was off into his own world, just literally over in a corner, not interacting with us, and he had started covering his ears, humming, and we knew that something just wasn't right. And so we took him to the pediatrician. Pediatrician said, "Oh yeah, I think he's okay. He'll be fine. It's a little early to have him tested for autism or for any other issues." He's like, he's still very young. We normally wait until they're around 3 years old. And my husband and I were like, no, we're not waiting until he's 3 years old. And so we ended up having him evaluated by a specialist, and he was eventually diagnosed with severe autism. And the specialist told us that he would never talk, he would never interact, he would never make eye contact. I mean, a long list of things that he would never do. And as a parent, that was pretty heartbreaking, because we're thinking, well, he's just 2 years old. Like, how can you say what he'll never do? That we would basically need to mentally prepare to put him into a home one day, because he would grow big and strong and we wouldn't be able to control him. And we left there feeling defeated, but we also felt like there was something else, that there was a missing piece of the puzzle. There had to be something that we could do. And so we started researching, and through our research, we found functional medicine, and we started reading of stories from parents who had recovered their kids, or how their kids were doing so much better just from a change of diet and supplements. And so we're like, okay, let's try this. And we tried it. We tried the diet. We started him on a diet, a gluten-free, casein-free diet, and he started to calm down. He started to be more aware, and we're like, okay, there's something to this, because he's changing. And we eventually had some labs ran on him and realized that he had other deficiencies in his body. He had high levels of heavy metals. And so when we started to attack those deficiencies through detox and supplements, we really started to notice a change in him. He suddenly went from this kid that was just over in a corner by himself, just off into his own world, severely picky eater, constipated, not sleeping, walking around humming, climbing on things constantly, standing on the tables. He went from that kid to a kid that's sleeping all night, a kid that's no longer constipated, a kid that when you call his name, AJ, come here, he's like, and he's running to you, and he's laughing, and he's interacting with brother, and his sound sensitivity started to get better. I literally couldn't take him into a grocery store. It was just so overwhelming for him. He was there, just ears covered, screaming, wanting to stim, just walk back, just pace back and forth. His anxiety was like so high. And once we started with the detox and getting his body cleaned up from the inside out, we started to notice that those behaviors were decreasing. And today, 2 years later, we're still dieting. We're still working to detox him and to clean him up. But he is a totally different kid than he was 2 years ago. He is transitioning. He goes to school and therapies. He loves going to school. He loves his therapies, and he loves to be around other people. And his words are starting to come back. He's starting to say a few words. He's actually becoming helpful around the house and doing things that we thought that for a moment we thought that he would never ever ever be able to do. And so I just encourage you that if you are a mom or a dad or with a child who has difficulties, to search for answers and to try to figure out what's causing those behaviors or what's causing those issues. And you too could be a mom like myself who child just starts to change before your eyes. My child was, as I said before, severely diagnosed with severe autism. He had a evaluation score of over 120, and now his evaluation score is down to 36. And so in just at that amount of time, he's changed dramatically, and we are headed in the right direction. And so I encourage you to do the same, to keep pushing and to keep looking for answers, and just know that it's a process, and it doesn't happen